You know, just a few weeks ago, before the first event of the season, I announced that this is going to be my last season on tour. We fished the first tournament in Florida and it didn't go exactly the way that I'd like, so we're really trying to turn that around here at Redcrest. You know, this is the season-ending championship and I qualified for this last year. This could be my last championship. You never know. I'm going to fish this season. I'm going to, you know, do everything I can. Hopefully I'll be in next year's Redcrest too, but that's not a guarantee. So I want to make the most of this one. I want to sit back. I want to enjoy it. I want to have fun. It doesn't matter if it's Angler of the Year, the Classic, Redcrest, Bago in the backyard. I'm competitive. I want to win. And knowing where I'm at in my career, we're at Lake Norman, a place that I've got a lot of history. I won my first Angler of the Year title, or clinched it here at Lake Norman. Boy, wouldn't it be special to be able to have a great week this week.
Let's hear it for the living legend, KBD, Kevin VanDam.
I know you're gonna get loud. 25-time Bassmaster winner.
Recently announced this will be his last year of competitive fishing.
From Kalamazoo, Michigan, KBD, Kevin VanDam.
The GOAT, the greatest of all time. A 7-time Bassmaster Angler of the Year, 4-time Classic champion, and multi-time Major League Fishing Cup champion. Well, let's give it up for Kevin VanDam!
'Cause I can run, but I can't hide the feelings that I know I can't keep bottled up inside.
So we're just getting out here. It's the first day of practice for Redcrest. You know, the sun's just coming up. You know, we've got big changes in the weather. So always in these events like that, you know, Mother Nature's going to throw a curveball at you. But these 2 days of practice, super critical. Got a ton of water to cover. We're going to get after it. You know, just qualifying for Redcrest is an accomplishment. You know, to do that, you have to be in the top 40 in Angler of the Year points from the previous season. And last year was a rough one. You know, we started off in Louisiana and Texas and fishing in super cold conditions, ice and freezing rain and things like that down there, and then, you know, made the full swing all throughout the country. And, you know, so to have a season where I finished 5th in Angler of the Year points and really was in contention for that, and that's my goal every year right up to the end, it's pretty special. It's a big accomplishment just to be here. So in 1992, Lake Norman was the final stop on the Bassmaster BP Top 100 Tour for me to clinch Angler of the Year. And I was going head to head, you know, against Rick Clunn. I had a lead, but, you know, if I faltered at all, you know, it's Rick Clunn. You know, fortunately, I had a really good tournament there and I ended up winning Angler of the Year. And that really kicked off my career in a big way. Angler of the Year is the toughest title to win. I'm just trying to really cover a lot of water, see a lot of the different areas and find stuff that's going to fit my strength for later in the week. You know, I know the conditions are going to change a lot. It's going to be sunny and calm and slick and warm today, and then we got a big cold front coming in. You know, this lake has got a ton of spotted bass in it now and a lot of big ones, so I know that's going to be a key factor all week long. You know, I just pulled up on this big point right here and there's some fish on the surface. Not sure exactly what they all are. I just saw one right there, so scan around with Mega Live and see what we can come up with. It's about finding the bait here. You know, if you can find those herring with this big warm-up that we had, I think it's got these fish all weirded out. It's full moon right now. Super warm conditions this past week. A lot of them are coming up thinking they're gonna spawn, and then we're gonna get this cold front. It's gonna really knock them back. The Lake Norman special right there. I mean, he's just, there's so many like this in here, and you gotta find those 3-pound type fish is what it's gonna take this week. So, I mean, that isn't gonna cut it. There's a bunch of fish around here though. Another pod right here. Got him. Feels like a good one there. If it's not, it might be a striper. This is the frustrating part when if you're out here using Mega Live, and a lot of them are gonna be these hybrids. But they mix together too. But these are a lot of fun, but not what you want. I don't think there is an event anymore where forward-facing sonar isn't going to be a big factor. So, you know, I've learned in my fishing to really integrate it into my style. So instead of just going out there and totally, you know, relying on it, just looking around like some guys do, and they're successful doing that, I like to fish and crank, and then as I'm in an area, you know, when I see fish or, you know, see the cover, then you capitalize on it. This is how I think I can catch them here. And you can keep those straight hybrids off. There's a nice one. It's one of my favorite patterns on these lakes. It's just a good solid. You know, I think he's probably 2 1/4, 2 1/2, but good solid. I mean, you can see how they're built. Long and lean, but he's fat. They get that way from chasing, you know, chasing bait out here. You know, with the Redcrest format, you know, all 40 anglers fish the first 2 days. You've got to beat the other half of the field, and that's where the cut is going to be. So the first 2 days, it's just important to have 2 good solid days. You know, if you can catch 12 pounds a day, there's no way in my mind that that's not going to advance you to the knockout round. So that is going to be, you know, the goal out there is to try to catch as many fish as I can and catch those a little bit better than average fish. You know, you need to catch 2 1/2 and 3 pounders, and if you get lucky and get one of those big ones, boy, that's just a bonus. That'll just set you up. So it would be so nice to go out there and catch, you know, a 15, 16 pound bag on the first day and be able to coast in to the next round. But that's going to be hard here. These weights are going to be really, really tight with this 5-fish format. It's going to change things up, but, you know, first and foremost, you got to make the next round. I spent a lot of time with the trolling motor on high just looking. You know, I started out deep, caught a few that way, but once that sun popped up, you know, I knew I needed to see just how many of these fish were feeling the power of that moon and that warm sunshine coming in. These fish live on certain docks because they're set up right. It's the key dock going into a pocket or down a bank, or it's got a lot of brush on it. They're very unique, and you can fish one dock that's got a whole school of fish on it, and 100 both directions don't have anything. So that's kind of the strange scenario that Lake Norman has to it, is that some of those docks can be real key. And, you know, I think the locals who know that, they have an advantage from that standpoint. I was able to kind of put together a pretty good shallow pattern. I saw a lot of these fish there, and under those conditions, it was hard to make them bite, but under the tournament conditions, I think they're still gonna be there, and hopefully I can still make those fish bite. You know, a lot of tournaments you go into, and I mean, you're really focused and know that, hey, you're lined up with just one technique. Here, it's not that way. I mean, I've got 30 rods rig just to be prepared for anything. And we're gonna have different conditions each day as well. First day it's gonna be sunny, next day it's gonna be cloudy. We're not gonna have a whole lot of wind or anything like that. So you have to be prepared for finesse. I've got 7 spinning rods, shaky head, and a baby Z2, and little finesse jig, jerk baits, crankbaits, swim baits, just a little bit of everything. So deep, shallow, so it's a lot of prep. Really, all this does right here is it saves time later. So, if you see something happen or you go into an area and you need to pick up a baby Z2 and fish deep for a minute because you see a bunch of birds diving or something like that, I've got it ready to go. So all I'm trying to do is be as efficient as possible. So when it comes to tournament time, I'm spending my time casting with the right bait on the right setup the whole time. With this format in Redcrest, with the multiple cut days, you have to catch them every single day. So I'm looking forward to this week. Spent 2 days of practice out here, got it broke down the best that I could in those times. I'm gonna fish my strengths. That's what you have to do in an event like this. You have to be confident in what you're doing. Hey, it's day 1 here at Redcrest, and man, I am super excited. So, we had 2 days of practice out here, saw a lot of mixed things with the warm weather and the full moon. There's some fish wanting to be up shallow, and then there's some fish that are still out deep. But I'm pretty excited. We've got good conditions today. It's gonna be sunny, gonna have a little bit of wind. Being able to see is important, so up here on those shallow fish, being able to see some of those little rock clusters and things like that. So I'm gonna mix it up today and hopefully get off to a good day. It's all about having a solid start. You can't win Redcrest on the first day, but you can sure get yourself in a hole, and we wanna have a good day. So thanks for everybody for following along. This could potentially be my last championship, so I wanna make the most of it.
Qualifying for the Redcrest in 5th place, he's from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Striking and loose backing for a legend of the sport, multi-time Angler of the Year and Bassmaster Classic champion, none other than KVD, Kevin VanDam!
So today was one of those days that you kind of expect at Lake Norman. I know these fish are going to move around and change. I started out right away, caught a couple nice ones, and I thought it was going to get rolling. Then it took me a long time to get another bite. It slicked off, and I had to, go to a finesse baits. And, I caught them on a baby Z2 around some docks just to try to get some bites, just to kind of keep it close. And that started working, saw a couple pretty decent ones there, but just never got, any more of those 3-pound bites. So right now I'm sitting, less than a pound below the cut line, and the weights are just stacked real close together. So if you can get a 4-pound bite here, it just is magical. It's just a difference maker. So hopefully tomorrow we've got better conditions for my style of fishing. We got, clouds and maybe some rain and stuff coming in like that. Should be a much better day for fishing swim baits and jerk baits and things like that. So I know I'm going to have a better day and get some of those quality bites. So I've been throwing a lot of bigger baits to do that. And today it just did not work. I never caught one on a swim bait, which really shocked me. So go back, regroup, get ready for the morning. So yesterday at the end of the day, man, I really wasn't focused on the standings to see exactly, where everybody was stacking up. I was grinding so hard, just trying to get a better bite, trying to catch one kicker at the end of the day to move up, because I knew it was going to be tight like this. So once I looked though and saw, just ounces and so many ties in the standings, and I knew it would be close here because there's so many fish, in that same size category. So we're 15 ounces below the cut line. I caught one good one right off the bat, and I never got another better bite like that for the rest of the day. So I've seen a lot of them in practice. A lot of things changed up. I learned a lot. So I'm going out there today knowing that I've got to do it. So with the score tracker, it makes it obvious where you need to be and what you have to catch to move into that cut line. The weight's 0 tomorrow. So man, if we can just go out there and make it happen today, and I really, really want to fish, because once you get past this knockout round, anything can happen at that point. We got better weather coming. We got some rain coming. It just fits my style. So I'm going to be out there. I've got a great attitude, grinding, busting, working, just killing it all day long, trying to make that cut. That's what it's all about.
Going out in boat number 36, he sits in 31st, 10 pounds, 13 ounces, not far off the Toro cut line. Representing Bass Pro Shops, Nitro, Strike King, and Lose, he's a multi-time Cup champion. Let's hear it for the living legend, KVD, Kevin VanDam!
It's just one of those days today that is super frustrating. These fish, I found them, they're there, and they're just in that weird mood when they first come up that they don't really want to bite. Every now and then you can get one to bite a wacky worm, or I caught a couple on a baby Z2, but with those calm conditions, they're just thinking about spawning. And I saw a lot of big ones. I saw the ones that I needed to catch. And then the conditions changed this afternoon, and I switched over to a swim bait and caught a couple of good ones doing that, and missed quite a few there too. So it's just one of those days where things didn't go near as well, but in my mind, I knew I was around the right kind of fish, and I just couldn't make it happen. Sometimes that's the way that it goes. I'll be at the expo, and that's one of the things that I definitely look forward to is this year, especially with it being my final season, to be able to spend some extra time with the fans, and that it's going to be pretty cool. So I look forward to that. It's not the start of the season that I was hoping for sure, but we're going to keep the head to the grindstone and move on to the next one. had so many great moments over my career, but the things that really stand out are the fans, you know, and the support that I've got, those fan interactions. When you win a title or a championship or you have a great fish catch and you see that reaction, because I can tell you, I'm a fan myself. I always will be. I'll be watching the tour going forward till the day I die. It's something that I love to do, but it's really special to know how much, you know, the fans appreciate what I've done. And it's humbling. It's very humbling. You know, I have a lot of young anglers come to me and say, you know, what's the best advice you can give me? You know, I'd love to be a bass pro. I want to make it on tour. And, you know, the biggest thing is if you work hard enough and you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything. And that's something that people told me when I started out. Oh, you know, it's going to take a lot of years. You're from the north. This isn't going to work for you. So don't let anybody tell you what you can or can't do. If you work hard enough at it and you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything.
20 years ago at Bass Pro Shops in Concord, he signed that for me, and it hung on my truck mirror until it completely faded out.
So that's a Series 6 Sexy Shad from 20 years ago. Look at it, turned all yellow and all that, but now it's like new again. Very cool.
Thank you, sir, I appreciate it.
That'll hang for another 20. So we're just finishing up day one here at the Redcrest Expo, and man, what a day it's been. Very humbling day. So, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I made the big announcement that this is gonna be my last season on tour. And, you know, the Expo is all about the fans and the well wishes and the support that I got and just all the people that I've impacted. It really hit me. I really was surprised by that, and it's very humbling, and I'm honored to be a part of it. So, you know, my nephew, he made the cut today, and Dakota Ebear, he's right there too. So it's gonna be a real shootout on Lake Norman. But tonight, we've got the Thunderbolt Ball, and that's a time where a lot of the anglers, their wives, their families, we get together, have a big dinner, have a big party, and have a really good time. So something we really look forward to. Tonight, we are headed to the Thunderbolt Ball. So this is something that started at the first Redcrest. You know, it's great to get all the sponsors, all the anglers, you know, everybody in, you know, that's part of what we do together. All the, you know, the ladies, they get dressed up, we all get dressed up. So it's a big time. We're gonna go in, have fun. Hey, this is going to be my last season, and it's important to soak it in, to relish the moment and to appreciate the people. And that's one of the things that I'm going to miss the most is all the competitors, you know, all the people, the staff. It's a traveling circus, and we all live the same lifestyle. And especially the competitors, they know what we go through, how hard it is, how competitive it is. If you're not one of those 79 other guys on tour, you truly don't understand that. This year is going to be hard, and as I get further down the road, I think it's even going to be harder. But the most important thing to me is I just want to truly have a fun time, enjoy it. Don't put too much pressure on myself. I've done that for 32 years already, so it's a hard thing to do, but I want to go out with a smile and really relish this last season. It's just a great evening together. And you know, my roommates like Marty and Casey and Johnny, and then to get all of our wives together and have a good time, be able to dance, and have a few cocktails and just hang out together, that's something that I'm definitely gonna miss. So this is a night that I truly appreciate and one I'll remember for a long time. Redcrest 2023 is in the books. You know, fishing-wise, it's not the week that I wanted to have, but it was really special to spend all that time at the Expo, meet all the fans, talk to them, and just, it's so humbling to hear all the kind words and things. So Redcrest, it was special.